Hi, I'm Daniela Pellossi from Brazil. I'm a PhD student at PUC São Paulo. My research is on teacher education in media literacy to reduce social injustice. I work at a private school in São Paulo as an English teacher and an English coordinator. My presentation is about a project I did with my Year 6 students in 2024 with a view to broaden their knowledge on the city they live in, its positive and negative aspects, such as social inequality and changes in mobility. The book unit covered places around town, but I intended to break the barrier between school and society. São Paulo is a huge city with more than 1,500,000 square kilometers and a population of around 11.5 million inhabitants. Its neighborhoods differ in types of housing, commerce, mobility, and quality of life. However, some students don't have any idea of its dimensions. So, the idea of the project was to raise their awareness on those inequalities. I had 3 Year 6 groups, and the objectives were to work with places around town with lexicon, writing photo caption and description of places, along with speaking about their discoveries and reflections. The social critic and the use of technology would underlie the project. So we started by having students observe what they could see on their way home to school the next day. So we watched a video on the concept of 15-minute city, which defends that we live in a perimeter of 15 minutes from our basic needs, walking or riding a bike. So this would reduce pollution and improve citizens' quality of life. The documents that supported the classes are the Brazilian Common Core, BNCC, Base Nacional Curricular Comum, and the assumptions of media literacy that defend a conscient use of technology and its media not only as a tool but as a means to explore interconnections between media and society, as stated by Kellner and Scher. The 15-minute concept would be the basis of students' analysis of the neighborhood. So students were divided in groups of four and selected one neighborhood from the options pre-established by the teacher. The options were distant and less privileged neighborhoods that students probably didn't know. The intention was to raise their awareness of the social differences in São Paulo. Students used Google Earth to visit the neighborhoods and get screenshots of interesting places that would support their analysis of the concept. And the data collected was uploaded to a shared document on Teams, which they also used to write the captions and the neighborhood descriptions as part of their writing development. There was a field trip in the school, in the neighborhood, and to observe, the places, the conditions of the streets, the sidewalks, and other aspects that caught students' attention. The evaluation took place throughout the process, having the teacher as a mediator. Feedback was given on the spot during the classes and in written with comments on the document on Teams, which enabled students to self regulate as they would have to read, understand, and rewrite, correcting eventual mistakes. At the end of the project, students answered an online self evaluation, and we had a group discussion about the whole project and its process. As follow up activities, there was an event at school where students' research was shared with the community, and some of them could explain the project to the visitors. With the city map in the center and the research around it, it was possible for students and visitors to have a wider view of the city, compare the neighborhoods through the images and the students' descriptions. Students also interviewed an exchange student from Slovakia. They explained to her the 15-minute concept city, and asked her questions about her city, her country, and her experience living in São Paulo. Here you can see some of students writing. The one on the left is about Perus, and the one in the middle is a description of Brasilândia. Students also searched information about the neighborhoods, and found, for instance, that Perus is the neighborhood with the highest rate of violence against women in the state. This part of the research was supported by the studies on translanguaging, mainly on Ofelia Garcia's studies. We value students' first language in the process of learning a second language. The image on the right is a photo taken on the day we walked around the school to observe the condition of the streets. It is part of the virtual map the groups created to illustrate their findings. And here we can see the students' answers to the research. Yeah. So based on that, we concluded that although some adjustments will be necessary for the next year if we carry out the project again, that the project was successful. Students mentioned learning vocabulary, learning about the 15-minute concept, good interaction with the group, some problems that could be solved during the process, helping and learning with their friends. The other underlying objective, to raise their awareness of inequalities, was also reached since the students were capable of recognizing the differences in types of housing and services available in their neighborhoods. They also realized how difficult it is to move around the city in a wheelchair. One of the students had injured his leg and had to rely on a wheelchair on the day we walked around the neighborhood. And this brought up the discussion on mobility, something they had never thought about. So their statements show that they enjoyed the project and not only learned English, but also about the city they live in. I hope you enjoyed the project, and I would be glad to share more details with you. This is my email. Feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.